Hello everyone. I figure it's been ages since I've been doing one of my classic Star Trek reviews, and I just figured I'd continue with the Voyager reviews I've been doing, starting now with Season 2, which is better than Season 1, actually a lot better than Season 1 overall. But you wouldn't know that from the opening episode, the 37th, which has Tackleberry from Police Academy. And that's pretty much all the positive I can say about it. There's a plot that humans from the 20th century were abducted and transported into the Delta Quadrant as slaves, and then they overpowered their masters and built a human civilization of their own. Everybody who watched Star Trek Enterprise will recognize that familiar plot because for some reason Rick Berman and Brennan Braga decided to do the same story twice in two different shows. Nobody knows why. Certainly not because they were overflowing with creativity after doing Star Trek for so long in their careers. Anyway, so we start with introducing Tom Paris as a fan of 20th century history, which is really convenient for making the character relatable, I guess. A little too convenient, but I can live with that. It's a little on the nose, like writers want to make a character in a science fiction show relatable, so they make him a fan of our time. It's, yeah, been done a few times, and it's a bit lazy, but I can live with it. And they discover an old car flying in space, and then they discover that there's a place with frozen bodies, and one of them is, of course, Amelia Earhart, because why not? And yeah, this episode is a bit contrived here. Bear with me. If you haven't seen it, even if you have seen it, yeah, it's a bit contrived. Everything about it. Yeah, so they unfreeze Amelia Earhart in the Delta Quadrant, and I'm trying to say that with a straight face. And turns out she's actually worshipped by the humans that got unfrozen earlier, that also originally came from the 20th century. And they were the ones who were made slaves and then overpowered their slave masters, blah blah blah. And they built a civilization on that planet, and yeah, that's basically the outline of the plot. And then the rest of the plot is because there is a human civilization there, and the Voyager crew is faced with a 70-year journey home. Janeway and Chakotay are asking if any of the people on Voyager want to stay on that planet because it has a good, functioning, viable human civilization. And that is the point where I hit a big problem with this episode, because unlike the misunderstood caretaker and unlike the overrated Tuvix, which I will cover later because it also happens in season 2, but later than this one. This is an episode where I hit like one of those really big Voyager morality roadblocks, because has anybody asked the people on this planet if they maybe want to return to their planet of origin Has anybody from Voyager told them what their planet is like, what their original home planet Earth is like, what the history is, what the culture is, what the civilization is, what distant relatives they might meet there, which part of it they originally come from, what the history of that part is. Not a single time is it mentioned in this entire episode if anybody ever told the people on that planet about Earth or asked them if maybe they want to return to their native planet. The whole episode they just talk about if people from Voyager want to stay on their planet. Is it maybe possible that someone on that planet, or those thousands of people on that planet, might want to return to the planet they originally came from, planet Earth? It's never mentioned for a single time, and this is something they at least talked about in the Enterprise episode North Star, which they copied from this. In the end of the Enterprise episode North Star, they educated the people on the planet of the abducted former slaves that were abducted from Earth about how Earth developed after they were abducted, and talked about options to get them back to Earth. Like that Enterprise episode did everything that this Voyager episode just completely forgot about doing. Like, of these thousands of people, maybe of these thousands of human people originally from Earth, maybe some of them might want to return to Earth. They never talk about that, and by that, they also never talk about how would they fit on Voyager? What would they do on Voyager? How would they contribute? Do the resources of Voyager are the resources of Voyager sufficient to sustain them? It's just they never talk about it. It's just one of those instances of lazy Voyager writing where they just have an idea and they think it through like halfway and then just forget all the rest and just film it and don't think about it too much. It's just Star Trek Voyager. Most people don't watch it anyway, which was true. Yeah, this is just one of those episodes where, unlike others, which are much more famous for that, where I hit one of those Voyager morality roadblocks, where the morality of Voyager just really seems off and weird and unrelatable and strange and all the other adjectives I can think of. Other than that, other than the morality and the contrived nature of just happening to stumble upon Amelia Earhart, which of course was abducted and brought to the Delta Quadrant, and having Tackleberry from Police Academy be her lover, at least he thought he should be. I don't know, that was just as an opening to a season that is much better than the first season and actually has a lot of great episodes. The 37th is just kind of a really, really, really terrible introduction to season 2. And if you want to if you're unfamiliar with Voyager and want to binge watch the show, which I recommend, this is just one of those shows, one of those episodes that you should watch while you're doing your dishes or cleaning your place or putting your empty ravioli cans in the garbage or whatever. It's not something you need to pay a lot of attention to. It's just not a great episode. Not a great episode.